Hello everyone, welcome back to Royal News Network. My name is Brittany and today we are talking about the triumph of the Windsors. Yes, the royal family just put on an excellent show for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. It was incredible, it was engaging, we saw the kids, it was so fun. And really, it honestly showed how much future there is still left in the British monarchy. But what's interesting as well is that it kind of totally destroyed Meghan and Harry's narrative about the Brits and their experience there. So on today's video, I'm going to go over how really this Jubilee was just definitely a huge coup for the monarchy and how it was very disastrous for Harry and Meghan. And at the end, I will also have a giveaway, the first giveaway for, I have something that I purchased while I was at the Jubilee in the UK, and so I will give you all the details at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get started. And if you haven't been to Royal News Network before, my name is Brittany. We talk about everything related to royals, so that's news, gossip, fashion, jewelry, television shows, movies, and history. We do it all right here, so if you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. And like I said, today's video, oh my gosh, guys, I was at the Jubilee. It was just an incredible experience. And I think it really showed that there are a lot of miles still left in the monarchy, because there's been a lot of talk, and some of it's coming from one particular corner that, you know, the monarchy is dull, it's, you know, it's antiquated, it's, you know, people just aren't interested in it anymore. But there were like 1 million people there to watch the Trooping the Color. There were tens of thousands of people there for the concert, for the pageant. And so I really think it shows that the monarchy still brings in a lot of attention, a lot of, you know, tourism, all these different things that really make it still worthwhile to continue in Great Britain. And I think the biggest thing that we got out of the Jubilee this weekend, it wasn't all the productions and everything. It was the royal box and seeing the Windsors act like family, especially the children. The children were all over each other, talking to each other, hugging each other, chatting, you know, fighting over, you know, some candy and those sorts of things. And so you just really saw them all being together and being a family. It was just very warm and something you don't see all the time, because obviously when you are a royal and when you are on duty, there is a certain element of stiffness to it because, you know, they are working. And so they can't be, you know, they try to be as touchy-feely as they can, but there's, you know, kind of a line that you have to kind of draw. You're not gonna, you know, run over and kind of hug and, you know, lay yourself all over an average, you know, Brit. But when we were in the royal box, we just saw, like, I mean, there's so many little videos coming out. Kate, you know, blowing a little kiss to Louis. And of course we got to talk about Louis and all his like little antics. And it was so fantastic. But, you know, we saw that little kiss. We saw Mia laying her head on Catherine's shoulders. You know, that really shows that Mia and Catherine are close and they spend a lot of time together. There was a cute little moment where Zara Phillips kind of sat on the lap of her niece Savannah, and, you know, you could just see the giggles and just them having a ton of fun and just really engaging with each other. And we saw this a bit as well at the Trooping the Color. So the most interaction we saw was obviously at the pageant, but we also saw them, you know, all the kids leaning out for watching the Trooping the Color, and that, you know, they all just spend a ton of time together and they really are a family unit. And I think that's super critical for the monarchy, because a huge charge that Diana laid out when she was kind of trying to break away and just, you know, the divorce and everything like that, is that the monarchy is cold. It's a cold, sterile, unfriendly, unloving institution. But I think, you know, over the decades, that's very much changed. And we saw a totally different monarchy this last weekend. And I think it just is a big coup for the Windsors that they did this, that they didn't let the cameras, you know, kind of dictate that, no, we shouldn't have the kids there because what if the kids have issues, blah. No, they let the kids be there. The kids were, you know, engaging with each other. And then we also saw the parents, you know, William brushed Charlotte's hair out of her way eventually. You know, Louis went over and sat on Charles's lap. These are huge moments that are kind of difficult to manufacture. They're just utterly natural, and nobody was play acting to the cameras. It was just fantastic. And the other really big thing we had this weekend was Prince Louis. He was the star of the Jubilee. No doubt. I mean, obviously everybody loves the Queen. It was her Jubilee, but Prince Louis, he is the star. He is the future of the monarchy, and everybody's talking about Louis. He was just so cute, pulling all his faces, just doing crazy things during the pageant, especially towards the end. And obviously some people can criticize and say he was acting up, he should have been under more control or whatever. But I think it also shows that he is a child and that Catherine and William are real. They're real parents. They have real kids. These kids are not robots. They, you know, have moments. They have kind of, you know, they act up a bit. And I think it's important to note too, that it wasn't a meltdown. So Louis was not on the floor screaming, wailing, you know, stomping his feet and, you know, doing anything, you know, really drawing attention to himself. And we've actually seen this in other kind of royal families. I think, if I remember correctly, I've looked for this picture and haven't been able to find it. But, you know, Princess Isabella in Denmark, when she was a toddler, there's like this one image and her parents are just kind of sitting there and just smiling and they're doing a photo shoot and she's literally laying on the ground throwing a tantrum. And it wasn't like that. Yes, he was disrespectful to Catherine, and I'm sure she had words with him after this little clip because it just was rather disrespectful, and I know my mother would not let that fly if I ever did that to her. However, she kept her cool, and you know, Louis really came out and was the star. I mean, they even mentioned him in their Instagram post, which I absolutely love, and let me read it to you real quick. They said, "What a fantastic weekend of celebration. Seeing people across the nation coming together with family, friends, and loved ones has been extremely special. Thank you for everyone who turned out to show their gratitude to the Queen and her inspiring 70 years of leadership. From the crowds on the mall to the communities hosting street parties up and down the country, we hope everyone had a weekend to remember. We all had an incredible time, comma, especially Louis, ... with googly eyes." I thought that bit was fantastic from Catherine and William. It was just like the perfect way to kind of sum up everything and acknowledge. I mean, they showed some behind the scenes pictures as well, which I showed as I was reading you that little caption. And it just goes to show that, yeah, they recognize that Louis drew attention to himself. And he is the youngest child and he was just having fun and he got tired and he got restless and he got, you know, a bit fidgety and just kind of like the sugar rush kicked in and all those different things. But, you know, obviously the Windsors have a new star and it's Louis, and they do need this new star because there is a poll that came out that did say that, you know, particularly Harry and Meghan do generally appeal to Generation Z more than the rest of the Windsors. And I kind of get that. Harry and Meghan really, you know, punch that woke messaging that definitely has infused into Generation Z. But when you have a little boy like Louis, who is just obviously, like, I hope we see more of his antics because honestly, it'll bring more attention to the monarchy and I think better attention because Prince George in 10 years is going to be the most eligible bachelor in the world. Princess Charlotte will be the most eligible bachelorette. And Louis will just be kind of, you know, just the fun child. He'll hopefully be Harry without the behavioral and emotional issues. So I just absolutely love that, again, we have this new star. And the other big thing this weekend is showing how much, I mean, I was in the crowd. So there was a lot of support and interest in the monarchy, not only from Brits, but from actually people across the Europe. So I actually was in the crowd. I was at St. Paul's. I was actually right outside St. Paul's. I got some great pictures of the royals and the people standing next to me. There were a good 3 or 4 or 5 of them who were from France. It was just very strange in a way. And I was like, well, this is kind of weird and interesting. And then when I was in the mosh pit, I was watching. So this was at the very end of the pageant. Ed Sheeran was singing. I was trying to get as close to the balcony as I could. I couldn't totally see it, which I'm kind of bummed about, but kind of not anyways. The gentlemen who were standing next to me were from Germany. They had come over from Germany and they were so excited to see the Queen. And yes, the Queen is a huge draw. But I think, you know, Charles, I just don't think he'll be as dynamic maybe as King. But I think the Cambridges are really going to inspire a lot of imagination and interest. And I know people criticize the idea that the British monarchy drives tourism. they say, oh, no, that's not the case. People would come anyways. And I think there's some truth in that. But I also think, the reason I came to the UK this year instead of going somewhere else is the Jubilee. That's why I came. And I wanted to come because of that. And I think it was just a huge, huge thing to see. And it was well done. I will say the pageant went on too long, but the concert was excellent. The light show on Buckingham Palace for the concert was magnificent. And then we had the drone show and everything, and the Queen and Paddington Bear. Oh my gosh. And so the Brits really put on an amazing show. And I think it really, really, really showed how much people appreciate the monarchy, appreciate the Queen, and how there is just great interest in the British royal family going forwards. And this is what they need, because as the Queen passes, there will also obviously be some reflection on, do they need the monarchy anymore? Is the monarchy worth it? Because it does cost money, it does cost time, it does cost energy. So will it be something financially viable? And I really think it will be. But I think what's really been interesting about this weekend, and I think this is a great thing as well, well, at least for the monarchy itself, is that it really utterly destroyed Harry and Meghan's argument that the monarchy is still the cold, mean, terrible, racist institution that it was when Diana first married in. And they obviously made a lot of these allegations in the Oprah Winfrey interview, that they didn't care about Meghan's mental health issues, that obviously there was some sort of racist comment. Meghan said it was multiple comments, Harry said it was one, so they couldn't even agree on, in the same interview, actually what was said about Archie. But I think this weekend showed that, that this cold, sterile institution that Harry and Meghan railed against just doesn't exist. Harry and Meghan, I think their biggest flaw is that they're drawing on Princess Diana's arguments. They're like trying to follow the Princess Diana path, but she died 25 years ago. It'll be 25 years ago this August. So that argument just doesn't work anymore. And I think, what we showed this weekend is that there will be this family warm element going forwards that probably wasn't necessarily there when Princess Diana married in, but it is there now. And this idea that nobody cared about Meghan's mental health issues, I think, was kind of completely BS. And that the fact that, in her Oprah Winfrey interview, she said she went to the Buckingham Palace HR office, which makes complete and utter, it just doesn't even make any sense. Because they are there for the palace staff, not the royals. And there's, dozens of doctors, I'm sure, on retainer that she could have gone to for help. And Harry even talked about in the interview that he didn't even help his wife get help. So it's like, well, what's the truth there, guys? Did she want help and seek out help and was denied it? Or did Harry not even help her try? When it comes to kind of the racist narrative and the classist narrative and stuff like that Harry and Meghan were driving, you saw Mike Tyndall. He was also the star of the show, man. He is a former rugby player. He started putting on Zara Phillips hats and pictures when they went places for the Jubilee weekend, and he just seemed to have an absolute blast, and his kids had a blast. And he is not like a part of the aristocracy. And so the fact that Mike Tyndall could really be embraced by the entire royal family just goes to show that Meghan's argument that nobody embraced her is kind of ridiculous. I think this Jubilee weekend has really been this utter triumph for the Windsors and this utter disaster for Harry and Meghan and what they've really tried to pull over the last couple of years. And I think, obviously they released the photo of Lilibet. I did a video on that recently, and it just really, their whole narrative is kind of falling apart on them. And I think they're really starting to get a bit desperate because they are up a creek without a paddle. And when it comes to the giveaway, what I will be giving away this weekend, and I'm so excited. So I tried to get a couple of things while I was there that were Jubilee specific. So this little bag I got, it just says Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth 1952 to 2022 Platinum Jubilee. It has Buckingham Palace and the soldiers on front. So I got this actually at the Tower of London. So I'm going to do a giveaway. It's open worldwide and the details will be down below, but it's really quite simple. So all I ask that you do is subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then go ahead in the comments, tell me what was your favorite moment of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. I will be doing more of a kind of detailed video about kind of the whole weekend, but I just thought this would be so fun to just go ahead and give away this guy. And again, some of the more rules will be detailed down below, but it's really quite simple. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, and then go ahead and tell me in the comments what was your favorite moment of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. And I have a couple more things to do a giveaway with, including the swatch, how majestic swatch I got of the Queen. And so if you guys want to enter, you know, go ahead and subscribe and do all those things, and then you'll be alerted as well the next time I have a video, and maybe a new giveaway will be available in that video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I have a blank background right here. I'm looking to get stuff on it. I just moved, so I'm getting still kind of settled. I don't know quite what I want to do with this yet, but I'm super excited. I can't wait to get more videos together. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys again really soon. Bye.